the Celtics have been sensational this season. But what exactly is making them tick? Some would argue that it's their amazing duo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They've really kicked on from their runner-up finish last season. In today's video, we'll see how the stats prove that they are the best duo in the league, and then Tatum's insight into the role the coaching team has played in improving him. Let's get into it. Starting with, the Celtics duo is best in the NBA. There was a lot of questions surrounding the Boston Celtics when the 2022-23 season began. The whole drama surrounding Ime Udoka was only part of the problem, as the Celtics even tried to offload Jaylen Brown at one point in the offseason. After a failed finals series, the voices were growing louder as to whether two stars could thrive together, and let's be honest, they've proven all the doubters very, very wrong. Not only have they taken their individual level to a whole new dimension, but they're also playing fantastic side by side, improving the Celtics as a result. The Jays, as the media likes to call them now, are a little too good for the rest of the league. They're the reason the Celtics are perched at the top of an extraordinarily challenging Eastern Conference with the most wins in the league. And if we had to pinpoint the most impressive thing about the Celtics, we'd have to start with the Jays. As Tatum's pointed out, it's crazy. He told the media how everyone was hoping that Boston would trade at least one of those two because they can't play together in tandem, and how it's absurd that they're now getting Mike and Scotty shouts. Well, they're not just outrageous shouts. The stats have been very kind to them, and they don't lie, do they? We'll look at what the stats are indicating, but it's genuinely absurd that teams have to find a way of stopping not one but two-way players, and they're obviously not doing a great job. Up next, a look at the statistics proving the Jays' dominance. Stats confirm what the media has been saying. Jason and Jaylen are something else this season. First up, 17-1. Did you know that over the course of their career, every time both Jason and Jaylen have dropped a minimum of 30 points each in a game, they've only lost on one occasion? Well, it's true, and it gets a lot scarier for the opposition because they've put 30 together a total of 18 times now, and 6 alone this season. And that's taken them past the legendary duo of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, hence the Mike and Scotty shout, and they could easily zoom past the best scoring duos of the modern era, which includes Shaq and Kobe, who scored 30 and 30 on 33 instances, and KD and Russ, who managed it on 34. The only time they've lost was against the Cavaliers. It needed something truly legendary to beat them, and that's what the Cavs duo of Karis LeVert and Donovan Mitchell produced, as they dropped 40 each in an overtime win in Boston. Then 57 assists. It's not just the scoring that makes them tick, it's also the abnormally high number of assists from J to J that teams need to keep track of. In the 2021-22 season, the duo paired up for only 72 assists, and based on the current projection, they're ready to smash 130 because they're doing that and a lot more, clearly. In fact, that is what makes them so dangerous. J and J don't only have a great knack for scoring, but given their all-round abilities, it's also fascinating to see them pick out the right pass almost every time. Brown has assisted Tatum on 25 makes, and he's only had 22 for the entirety of last season, while Tatum's led 32 of Brown's helpers. Absolutely breathtaking. How do you stop them? Followed by plus 7.2. Now, this might be a huge letdown from last season's net rating when both Jays are on the floor, because last season the number was up to an eye-popping 14.5. However, they were clearly playing a lot more, and given the slow start to their campaign, this is expected, but they'll get quite close to that number. In fact, from November onwards, the numbers are nearly plus 10 because they had an impossibly low minus 3.1 rating throughout October. Basically, if you want to win against Boston, you just need to hope that they're resting one of their superstars or that one of them is missing the game. And that's probably what makes them even better. This ever-availability is easily their biggest ability because the Celtics almost never have to operate without them, and it's not surprising that they're a ghastly minus 21.9 in the 127 minutes they've played without both Jays. Lastly, 0%. This is the rough estimate of the chances of opposing teams stopping a Brown-Tatum pick and roll. Fine, we exaggerated somewhat, but try and tell us differently from the eye test alone. A pick and roll between the Jays almost always leads to points, and it's insanity, honestly. The only criticism we can make on that is the fact that it simply does not happen as often as it should. We also have to give a shout out to the rest of the team because it wouldn't be possible without them. But that's the beauty of this Celtics side, which has genuinely improved under Joe Mazzulla. So what makes them so good? We had to ask. Luckily, Jaylen Brown was on hand to answer the all-important question: why are the Jays so good in 2022-23? What has improved them this much? According to Brown, it's a combination of factors, but the factor headlining the rest is a simple one: experience. He also added that it helps to see that his partner, Jason Tatum, is playing at an all-time best level for him, while pointing out that the aggressive mindset has been the key to all of this as well. Brown was quick to applaud the rest of the team too, because their teammates have been crucial in spacing the floor, as he hailed the likes of Malcolm Brogdon, D. White, Sam Hauser, Grant Williams, and Al Hortford as great floor spacers. The wing also suggested that the extra freedom they're both getting from the opposition has been crucial because most teams are not double-teaming them, and that means they get more space to attack and score. Maybe the opposition could start with a change in tactics. Now, a look at how the coaching staff continuity has helped the Celtics thrive. The coaching position in Boston has something of a cursed look about it. The Celtics have had to contend without Ime Udoka after that scandal, and then recently Joe Mazzulla had a freak eye infection, which meant that the team had to play without him on the sidelines. As a result, the assistant coach Damon Stoudemire took over as the interim head coach, and the Celtics comfortably ran out winners. So what's behind their success? Clearly Udoka wasn't serving them some piping hot winning formulas that he kept secret, because Mazzulla took over from where Udoka left, and now it seems Stoudemire would do an equally good job. Well, when Tatum was asked about it, his response was a hilarious one. He explained that there wasn't much difference between Stoudemire and Mazzulla, with the exception of Joe not chewing this out of some gum. Fair enough, because apart from his nerve-wracking face, the result and the performance were pretty much a mirror of what we've seen in his presence as well. When Tatum elaborated on his answer, he explained that the Celtics have massively benefited from the continuity since Udoka left, and that has brought the team together. He believes that the hard times have truly helped bond the team together, and now everyone's on the same page. For Tatum, the coaches and the team deserve the credit for not pulling apart through adversity, because it was definitely tough to deal with, but he believes that everyone has benefited from it individually and consequently as a team too. Moving on, it shows from their recent results. The Celtics struggled to get off to a blistering start like their Eastern Conference rivals, the Bucks, but they've managed to hold it together and now are definitely the team to beat in the NBA. In the last 10 games alone, the Celtics have only lost 2 games, winning 6 consecutive games on the trot since that freak blowout in Oklahoma against another rejuvenated Thunder side. And let's not downplay their recent run. The Celtics comfortably smashed the Doncic-led Mavericks before sweeping aside the Bulls. They were exceptional against the Pelicans and ran out winners comfortably against the KD-less Nets. After a recent win against the Hornets, they'll be hoping to make it another win at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte before gearing up for a tough one when they host the defending champions at home for a finals rematch. With Steph back in the lineup, this should be an exciting game, as the Warriors have lost some of their paces to a steaming Timberwolves side that has crawled past them into 7th. They'll be hoping to get back on track to winning ways, but it'll take some doing, because it won't be easy to win in Boston against the most successful team in the NBA this season. Finally, can the Celtics go all the way this season? Well, if Jason Tatum's words are to be believed, he and his team have learned quite a bit from their dismantling in the finals at the hands of the Golden State Warriors. On an individual level, Tatum has shown signs of rectifying those troubles in the regular season so far, but whether he has what it takes to make the next step is something we'll only find out in the postseason. As far as the Celtics are concerned, they're once again looking like an insane side in the regular season. They put together a fabulous run in the playoffs last season, and there's no reason why they can't do it all over again. However, can they go one step further? Well, it seems that the team is confident enough. All they need is a bit of luck and a lot of bravery to make it to Sweet 16. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think the Jays can lead the Celtics to NBA glory? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.